Radio Raheem here with Nicholas Walters. You are just a few days away from what has to be considered the biggest spotlight that you've had in your entire career. With that said, though, do you consider this the biggest challenge you've had in your career?
I've been through quality and tough opponents. I see him in all the challenges that I've been up against. I always come out victorious. Tonight, on the 26th is gonna be a big night. I'm going up against a top fighter. As you see, Mr. Bob Arm comparing him as a young Muhammad Ali, which is a big credential, a big name to live up to, big talent, you know. So, as I say, if I beat, well, not say if, but when I beat Lomachenko on Saturday, that leave me to be, among the greatest. In the featherweight, on the super featherweight. I proved myself in the featherweight. Now I'm in the super featherweight, and beating Lomachenko will prove that I'm one of the greatest super featherweight that really go into this ring and fight. I'm not gonna say I'm the greatest, but I'm amongst one of the greatest. So
You know, you mentioned that you're undefeated. Obviously, that's true. When I asked Lomachenko about the challenge that you present for him, he says you've been beating up guys that are smaller than you, not giving you credit for your record up to this point. You've been so gracious up to this point talking about him. How do you feel when you hear him dismiss you in that way?
No problem. Listen, mate. I can say bad things about him. I can say good things about him. I can say whatever I want to say. But come Saturday, it doesn't even matter what I say. I have to go into the ring and prove it. He have to go into the ring and prove it. Listen, man. He say that I've been beating up smaller guys. Okay, that's what everybody have their thinking, right? That's what he feels. That's what he feels, that I've been beating up him little guys. When I was fighting at featherweight, I take out the featherweights. I fight Jason Sosa at 130. When I look at Jason Sosa, I said to myself, but I thought the guys at 130 would be bigger. The same guys. I say to him, he's not fighting at 150. So when he say I'm beating little guys, he's a little guy also. I'm a little guy. He thought I'm not a 160 fighting featherweight. I'm a featherweight fighting featherweight. He's a featherweight fighting featherweight. He was a champ at 126. He moved up to 130 just like me. He got the title at 130 before I does. I got the title at 126 before him. So we're quite even. We're gonna fight. If he figure that I'm beating small guys, no problem. When we go up when we go into the ring, we can talk. When we go into the ring after the fight, then he can say, well, you know what, Nicholas Walters hit hard, or he can say Nicholas Walters hit soft, or Nicholas Walters wasn't a good fighter, he was an easy fight, whatever. But let's see what happened on the 26th, then we can talk about it.
You know, you're undefeated. You have your title holder. You're coming into this fight, and everyone's saying this is going to be a great fight to watch, more stylistically, but not because it's a pick'em. Most people have picked Lomachenko to win. What is it that they're missing in their assessment that doesn't give you a chance to win this fight, just to make it interesting? They think you're just going to make it a good fight to watch, but not to win.
Oh, it was the same thing. It was the same thing said about Walters and Donito. While I was in Panama, in which I trains and live in Panama, and guys came into the gym when I was preparing for Donito's fight and said, you know who you're fighting, you don't know who you're fighting, you can't win, you just can't win. And that was the comments of guys that is close, guys and people that I know personally and by name, not guys that I don't know. Guys that I know by name tell me, you know who you're fighting, you can't beat that guy. And my response was, I'm not gonna beat him, I'm gonna knock him out. And I did that. Just the same. People pick Lomachenko to win the fight. That's their judgment. That's their belief. That's their feeling. I'm picking Axman to win the fight, and I'm not only picking Axman to win the fight, but I'm picking Axman to knock him out. I'm going in there. I know I'm well ready for this fight. I'm in great condition. I'm on weight. I'm on weight. and everything. So why wouldn't I be picking the Axeman? I know the Axeman have power in both hands. The Axeman is very intelligent. The Axeman has speed, have power, everything. So the Axeman for me is a better fighter on the 26.
Bob Arum's already talking about possibly Lomachenko Pacquiao in 2017. That rumor mill got started within the week. But this fight isn't even over yet, and they're looking past it. With that said, if you do what you say you're going to do and knock out Lomachenko, do you feel like you deserve Pacquiao? And how does it make you feel to know the promoter is a bit talking past this fight?
Well, as I say, let's take care of business on the 26th, and then let's see what my promoter have in store for me.
And lastly, this fight, you turned it down earlier in the year, and you were somewhat criticized for that. Why were you holding out, such and so forth? Can you explain why you didn't take the fight right off the bat, and what changed, why you're taking the fight now? What was that about?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. First, Lomachenko is no softy. He's a good fighter, great fighter, and as you hear Uncle Bob says that Lomachenko is is the top fighter, right? So I'm just thinking, if I'm fighting one of the greatest fighter, I'm supposed to get being paid the greatest fee. There is no. So the reason why I didn't take that fight is why I didn't take it earlier was because of the money. I was definitely asking for $1 million for the fight. I think it values $1 million for the fight. They said no, so we held out. But just now, at the time, he wasn't a world champion. Now he's a title holder, so it does give me a chance. It gives me a chance to become a world champion. And also, the money is the same, but it gives me an opportunity. So we're gonna take the opportunity.
You say you're gonna knock him out. Give us a round. What's your prediction? How do you see it?
Well, no, I'm not predicting the round. We're taking every round. We're fighting every round intelligently. We're fighting every round with style and techniques, and we definitely plan to take him out.
Radio Raheem with Nicholas Walters. I can't wait for Saturday night. Most people can't. I expect to see you in the ring with a great show as usual. Thank you, sir.